Ketchup with your sausage. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah. Cook it? Yep, fire. Okay. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Good.
Good? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Making a little jack-o'-lantern mouse today. I know nobody pops in immediately, so at the same time, I just kind of start talking. So the way I set this up is I actually start off with the ears. If I do the ears first, they're one of the easiest things to do because they will be very likely to miss. And at the same time, I can start using them as a handle. If I have to reuse to restitch it, it gives me plenty of opportunity to use them again. And I will show you in just a few minutes what I mean by handle. Today, my son is home because we had expected bad weather to be coming through. So if you hear a cuckoo in the background, that's every now and then, that's him. All right, let's see if I can... I'm hoping that there's enough... It doesn't look like it does show well enough. So I'm going to rearrange just a little bit here. Put this a little higher. All right, so from here you should be able to see both my little mouse. This is what I'm making, but a Halloween jack-o'-lantern version of him using orange and this material. So a cute little wearable mouse. He's got a little loop right here, so you can actually wear him as a hair clip or clothespin. And making it in orange and spider web today. Now, I had this idea that I could actually mail out all the parts that people would need for a mouse, and I could do that in a plain white envelope, and then you could tune in and watch me make it and use that as a kind of a lesson plan. So if anybody's actually interested in that, it's something I'm going to have to put together to clean up. All right, so here's the top of my head. I always mark it with a little line. I'm not sure what is going to wind up happening with the focus. I want it to do an autofocus, but it's not going to wind up doing that or stay focused on a locked position. All right, so since I work so small, these pieces are so tiny, what happens is this tends to get caught up and it stops the fabric from moving between the feed dogs and the boot. So if I do the ear first, which is easy enough to start and finish, I can actually use this as a handle. It'll pull this thread through. I just give it a little bit of force, and that'll give me the option, that lets me use that to kind of guide the fabric through. If you are wondering why I don't do a cross stitch or a zigzag stitch, it's because, again, I'm working so small that a zigzag stitch would put me in the middle of the boot, and it would just get lost. I would make crooked lines. It'd constantly get tangled up. All kinds of bad things that super suck. All right. Now I can start cutting things off. And one of the things I will show you here in a second is with the ears, again, being so small and such a simple shape doesn't really keep making it any easier. So what winds up happening is one or both of the material starts to stretch a little bit, along its bias and all these other things. And I wind up coming off just a little bit of the fabric. So you can already see that this one's kind of shifted a little bit. Yes, sir. I know. Give me just a minute and I'll put on a movie for you. Yes, I'm going to put on a movie because I want to make sure that you're not stuck in short videos all day. All right, I'll cut this off. Usually this one comes out pretty good because I've gotten so much practice at it. But if you look here, this was my ear. What happened is both of the fabrics started to move on me. So now I know I have to stitch that part again to fix it. Again, I'm making one of these little mice, but I'm using this Halloween material. Vance, you're going to have to wait. No, we're not going to watch any more YouTube. All right, I got to put on something for my son, so this is going to take just a couple moments. Yes, it's going to be a movie. I want you to watch something a little bit longer so that you don't have super short attention span. Oops, I did not mean to start this one right now. Out of habit, I tend to do the ears first. Vance. All right. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I can put on Bluey for you. Yeah. I don't think there is a spooky Bluey. I could be mistaken. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ear as the handle for the next part of the face. Got to find my pieces. I cut everything out before I get started because I know that watching someone cut material is not super exciting. Vance, why are you yelling at me? What? Bingo? Yeah, all right. Did you finish your corn dogs? No? Okay. Let's see. Where's continue watching? Sorry, this is going to take just a moment. I'm actually putting on Bluey for my son since he stayed home today. Okay, there we go. All right, using this as a handle. Give it just a little bit of a feed. What that allows me to do is put just a little bit of pressure that causes the fabric to actually feed through a little bit better. Again, working so small and so close to the edge. If I don't do this, it gets tangled up, it gets caught up, and the material stops moving, and I wind up with a knot in my stitches. Always super annoying. All right, so let's make sure that I got this right this time. Check the stitches. Everything seems to be good here. This is the previous one. Up, you can actually see where the mistake came in on this one. Again, the fabric starts to stretch. So I wind up missing a few stitches on one side or the other. And this just makes it easier if I do them first, because then I can use them for the handle as I start to do the next part of the tiny areas. The head is so small that when I used to do it without trying to use what I'm calling a handle, every time I'd start stitching here on the edge, it would just get caught up and I'd wind up with it bunched up and it would feed through on one end but not the other. And it was always such a pain. This was a request from somebody. I have a few orders that I am working on, but I'm also trying to see what happens with doing requests live, trying to diversify what I'm working on, show a few different options. Yesterday, I made my very first bunny. And today, I am just trying to make a jack-o'-lantern themed wearable mouse, I guess would be the way I would put it. I call them travel buddies because you can wear them pretty much anywhere. Oops, I have to be careful about that. Almost just cut my whole ear in half. I also have the camera right in my face, so it's hard to see sometimes. Yes, I made the bunny yesterday. I hope you liked it. I know that I showed it to you. I'm pretty sure you saw that. All right, so here we go. These are both put together. I will right side them out. The truth of the matter is that I've been making enough of these mice that it makes it so much easier to do. But it took me so long to figure out all the little ins and outs because of how small this is. And there's an ear. An orange spiderweb material looks really cool. And this is the first time I think I've made a mouse with this material. I think I made a bat before. And one of the next things I plan to do is some of my other creations, maybe a rat or a bat. Awesome. I really am glad you like it. I was going to make your bunny today, but I wound up cutting this up really quick and then realizing how late it was. And I still have to do grocery shopping. So hopefully in either the next or the one after that, I'll be making your dandelion bunny. All right, now, in order to get a handle for the next pieces of this, I'm going to go ahead and sew the body. What I do is I sew the head first. And, well, actually, I guess I sew the middle to the head. So that's the point where I use for the head, the neck. Line this up, do a few stitches. This is also technically where I will leave the opening. All right, lift that up, and I will now put a little jump ring inside here. This is what I use to attach a key ring to. That makes like this. So you can wear your mouse just about anywhere you want, as a charm, as a pendant. This guy has one on his hand so that he holds hands with his best friend. All right, so stuff that little jump ring in there. Again, I'm going to use this as a handle to kind of feed it through. All right, then I'm going to go back to make sure that this stitch is a little bit stronger. I can't do a tighter stitch right there because the jump ring is in there. So I have to make sure that my stitch is long enough where it goes on both sides of the ring itself. I may have gotten a little bit close to the edge. I may have to fix that. Okay, next, this is one of the thickest stitches I'm going to be doing. Got the head. I will look at my ears, just kind of decide what sides I want up and what sides I want down. I like to fold the top down a little bit to give it that kind of shape. Now, the good news is the ear doesn't have to be perfect, because when the ears are in a different position from each other, it kind of gives it a little bit of personality. So it makes it a little bit more fun to know that they all look different from each other. I just stabbed myself with my safety pins. Hilarious. Okay, pin here. That'll keep my ear from moving on me. And then slide this one over. What I like to do with this next pin is I like to mark where I want my stitch to end. And I do that so that I don't accidentally sew all the way across. And I can tuck the next ear in where I finished. Now, this is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of material because of how the ear is folded in half. Not so loud, please. All right, so let's see if I'm going to go ahead and... There's no fire. You're just yelling fire. Firehouse? No. I don't think there's fire in that house, buddy. All right, don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Okay, now once again, I'm going to use this as a handle. Slide it over a little bit. I have to kind of watch very carefully where the fabric sets, because if it gets tangled up right here, then I'm going to miss the stitching on it. And that in itself is not the worst thing, but it does get a bit annoying when you have to repeat yourself over and over again. All right, I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to pull that needle out so it doesn't catch. And now I've made it to my second point. All right. To make my next handle, this is going to be for the loop. A very simple stitch. I won't even do a back stitch on this. Do a spy pumpkin mouse. A spy pumpkin mouse. What do you mean by spy pumpkin mouse? I definitely get pumpkin mouse, and I definitely get spy. But I'm not like putting them together in my head. Sorry? I don't know what you're saying. A spy pumpkin mouse. I'm trying to put that together in my head. All right, let's see here. All right, there's the front of my face. Here's my ear. There we go. Oops. There we go. Hit the next one. Fold it in half. Now, the downside is if I do an exact half, it comes out a little bit more like the ears are back, which is not, again, it's not a problem. It's just a case of trying to do both the same and also trying to make a decided expression as opposed to just letting whatever happens happens. Again, I also don't mind that, but when I have these images in my head, sometimes I get like super locked in, and when I see it in the end, I'm happy, but annoyed that it's not exactly what I wanted. All right, got to make sure the ear comes all the way through. I have had more than a couple times where I've had to restitch just because the ear didn't make it all the way into between my material. So I could hear my AC kicked on. What's the confusion? Okay, so I understand a spy mouse, and I understand a pumpkin mouse, but I don't know what you mean by pumpkin spy mouse. I could probably run with it and do all kinds of random stuff to it, but I'm very curious as to what you pictured. All right, there we go. Get some of this excess cut off. Use my handy dandy chopstick tool. Do I see a pumpkin? Yes, I'm actually making a pumpkin mouse right now. That's what this one's going to be. I'm even going to do some of the tattoos that I talked about on the butt. My intention is to make it a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin mouse, complete with a stem somewhere. Oh! I see what you're saying. Yes, this is a pumpkin mouse. You didn't mean to say spy. You meant to say I see or do a pumpkin mouse. That's funny because I was racking my brains. I was trying to come up with a way to turn a mouse into both a spy and a pumpkin. All right. Got that set. Okay. Now, on the backs of my mice, on the bellies of my mice, I put a little line on the center of the butt. There's a spy in a place to see. I got you. I see what you're saying. I spy. That makes sense. I, however, went the totally wrong way with that and got so confused. All right. So let's see. How do I want this to look? I've got just enough of this here where I can maybe line it up. There we go. Oh, no. Not on that side. Now, the only downside is that puts the seam on here, and I don't like that. So let's see if I can get this. I wound up cutting too close. The pattern on this one was so wide that it was hard to get it. Also, I should be able to pay in a few days. Hey, no worries. I'm making this as a request, and there is no obligation. There's always the chance somebody else will be interested, and I can make you another one. And there's always the chance that something comes up, and I get that. Don't worry. Now let's see what I can do here. I think that's going to be how I want it to look. All right. Now, I know you might be wondering why I'm spending so much time on that. And the truth is, I just like to make sure that it looks good. Sometimes little differences like that make a huge change. And when it just comes uneven, and it just looks goofy. And it looks like I didn't even try. And I hate that. Because I'm honestly going to do my best to try on every single one of these. Okay, now I pin the legs so that the stitching will, or the foot, the sewing machine will not catch. So I have to do three of the legs in this direction so that the previous stitches will not get in the way, and I can take each pin out as I go. The last leg, however, I have to do just a little bit differently, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Okay. Now, for anybody who just happens to be stopping by, I am making a pumpkin-themed mouse. This guy's got all kinds of orange on him right now because of the fuzz from the previous one. Yeah, you're cooking? Yeah. My son's here today too. We were expecting to get some tornadoes today. It still might come, but it's going to be a little bit later, which also means I might not get to do my grocery shopping. But I'm trying to do so many different things to make this TikTok a little bit more successful. And one of them is doing lives. Now, for this piece, normally I would put it on this side for the other legs. But because I don't want it to catch my very first stitches, I actually have to put it the opposite of everything else. I just have to get my pins and my fabric to line up. Okay, now, what'll happen is I can start and work my way around, pulling each one out as I go. And when I get to this third leg, I can pull this out and just hold it in place. All right, and a little bit down. I may have to go back over the head. I will find out here in a few minutes. I don't tend to want to cut it free until I've gotten used as a handle. All right, see again, I use that to help guide the fabric through. Okay, now, I don't know if you can see this or not. It's very tight, very small. But right here, when I turn the fabric, the foot actually gets caught underneath and I have to pull it out. That's partly because of how small this is and partly because of the fuzz that this material has. It causes it to push downward and get caught up. Okay, now again, turn it some more. I feel very lucky when the fabric moves across like it just did, because there are times when it just gets completely stuck. All right, I'm going to pull that middle piece out, turn it again, make sure that this foot sticks out. See, it keeps trying to roll underneath. So I just got to hold it flat. Let's see. My card. That sounds great. Again, I don't want you to feel rushed, and I don't want you to feel like I'm making this to force you to buy it. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea that you're like, oh, I want to have it. But I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to be manipulative or rush you in any way, shape, or form. All right, pull that piece out. Now I'm going to make sure that the neck comes up along the top. This is a little bit more difficult because of the fold, but I assure you, after all the number of times I've done this, this is still the easiest way to do this part. All done? All right, go ahead and go put your plate in the sink. Cooking?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done cooking? Okay. If you are done eating, I want you to put your plate in the sink. I don't want to have to clean up after you all the time.
Yes.
Is there trash in there too?
Food.
Oh, the shell? Oh, yeah. Is that what you were cooking? Is the shell of your mini corn dogs? Oops. All right, you can see that I completely missed this foot, which is exactly what I was talking about with the top of the neck. It is definitely aggravating. You're cooking? I'm not cooking. I'm sewing. Kind of got to just roll with the punches here. Vance, go put that in the sink. Just go put the whole thing in the sink. Made a bit of a mess, didn't you? And he wanted to show me how he tore up his corn dogs. Okay, good. I'm glad you don't feel rushed or manipulated. And I'm glad you do need her. I appreciate that as well. Are you copying me? Is that what you think you're doing? All right, I'm going to cut the face off, which sounds funny to say. I'm going to go ahead and check to see if my stitching got all the way through. All right, everything's on the top here. All right, looks like we actually got it all the way across, and the ears are in there as well. Great. Thank you, Vance. Yes, good job. Go wash your hands. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and pull this last leg out. I stitch all the way across. This last leg is a little tricky because you have to hold it in place manually. But I've also gotten kind of used to doing that. There's a lot of things that, because I've done so many of these, they look a little bit easier. Now, if you ever decide that you want to buy the pattern to this make your own, you're going to find a lot of little goofy things that are different from normal sewing because of how small this is. I have, these are black safety eyes. I can look and see if I have some other colors. Let me check and see real quick. I do have some other colors. Now, I'll show you real quick since you asked and I am here. I have brown, kind of a beige color. And I have clear white-ish. Blue and green. And red. Now the downside to those are that they are a little bit more expensive, but it's only like 50 cents more for something like that. And that's just because in order to buy more, I'm gonna have to charge us a little bit more for them. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, now I've sewn up the body. I'm going to slide this over. I like to sew underneath the jaw to kind of give the nose just a little bit of shape. And because it is so thick, you said you're going to make a snake? Snake colors. Mix. You can if you want, but you won't have any orange or white if you mix them. You'll only have the mixed colors. You're welcome to. You definitely can. We could always get you some more at another time. All right, so now I've got to check the body. I can already see where I missed some stitches. And I'll have to fix that. But now I'm going to check all these other spots. Open, please.
Open, please.
Okay. There you go. Here's your blue. So I've got to check all the stitches. Since I have almost no allowance here, I know there's a lot of spots where the fabric will get caught, miss some stitches. Let's see, right there. So I have several spots on this one that missed. And that's pretty common. Moving from one to the other at this size, it makes it very hard to get perfect stitches on it. Now, another thing about this is I've had people asking why I don't use a zigzag stitch. You can already tell how hard it is to get the stitches to take hold with this material. If I were to be doing a zigzag stitch on all of this, I would be getting almost nothing landed. It would have to go down the center instead of using the edge of the boot. Before you add the eyes, if we could look at the, and to fully decide, oh, definitely. Oops, see, I actually did miss a stitch right here, which is annoying because that's on the parts that, yeah? Blue and white? You're going to make a light blue? Are you going to add orange to it too?
No, right here.
Yeah, that's a lot of colors to add together, buddy. All right, I'm going to see if I can find that stitch and see if I can't fix it. Okay, there it is. I hate when I miss it on the face because that is one that gets really hard to reach. See, once I've got the ears on there, it is all so thick. Don't yell, please. I said don't yell, please. Now, the good news is if anything really does happen, I can actually hand stitch it back together. But a hand stitch is never quite as strong for me, in my opinion. And I always worry that anything that is hand stitched, no matter how small, will wind up being the weak point that somebody accidentally winds up breaking this up. That orange is so pretty. And I'm going to tell you what, the truth is that orange right next to the fuchsia is a fantastic pair. I've got this bright fuchsia and a neon green, a neon pink. And when you put the two of those together, it winds up making for a great look. Actually, I think I have a little bit of scrap. So this is the fuchsia. I had it in my scrap pile. And when it is with the orange, let me show you what that looks like real quick. So we have this bright orange and this fuchsia. Those look so good together in my opinion. All right, let's see what we've got here. I was a little bit worried that that ear missed because I got so much of this ear on there. So it's going to have a fat ear and a thin ear. Again, I like the little personal changes in it because they're not going to be exactly the same. I just try my best to get them as close as I can. Did you get all your colors together, buddy? Yeah, I'm not helping you. You can mix colors. You can mix your Play-Dohs just fine. All right, and then I'm pretty sure I've got another spot that missed. So I got here. Yep, there it is. All right, now line that up. Try and get as close to my original stitches as I can, but I have to, of course, go in more because I obviously missed to begin with. There are some parts that are a little bit more annoying when I miss, and the neck is on that list. Having to fix the stitches there seems so much more likely to get tangled up. I'm glad you came in too. I hope that I get it done before you've got to go. And I hope that I don't mess it all up too. All right, so since you happen to be here, I was just going to do a black tail on here. I don't have orange and I don't have any orange dye. But do you agree, or do you want a black, do you want a white or a gray tail? So I've got gray, white, and what I was going to do is black. Okay, great. I agree. Black seems to be the better option. And what I will do is tie this off. Nice and tight. Snip. All right. Tuck this into the butt. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You mixed it? Just a tiny little bit?
Papa, look.
I see.
What?
It's like a light blue.
Yes, please.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty color. Okay. I think that is the last of these stitches I need. With any... Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Open.
What do you say?
Open, please.
Yes, yes, I will open. One moment, please, so I don't lose what I'm doing. Set that here. You got to open up some Play-Doh. Very important work.
Look.
Yeah. Here you go, buddy. Okay, now. Going to double check to make sure. I should have double checked before I sewed the tail on, but that's okay. Looks like this piece. Yeah, I'm going to stitch a little bit more right there. Sometimes an uneven stitch will wind up showing up. Still back stitch.
Pull out.
Take it out? Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Trying to teach him how to do as many things as he can on his own. But it's also funny to think all these things are so easy to do as an adult. I am making a mouse. So one of these little mice, but using the spider web and orange material so that I can turn it into a jack-o'-lantern mouse. I'm even going to be adding a stem to it. All right, so finish double checking. Think all my stitches are good. If you've ever seen me do this before, you'll know because these feet are so small, I cut a little bit of this excess off so that it doesn't bulk up and become a knot on the inside. Cut off all my excess here and here. Do this very carefully because while I'm very close to the edge, I still need less extra space. You try. I would like for you to try, please. Now, if you are ever making one of these and you decide that this stitch is not going to be sufficient enough, once you make the first stitches all the way across, it is very easy to take a second run as a zigzag stitch. You can't? Let me see you try, please. I know it's very difficult, but oh, that's okay. I'll get that here in a minute, buddy. Don't worry. Do me a favor. Go ahead and try. I know, and I will help you in just a second, but this way we know that you've given it a good solid try. Because I've seen you do things that you didn't think you could do before. Okay. All right, let's try it like this. Take your finger on the edge and just pull. Oh, that is pretty tight, isn't it? Pull. All right, there you go. Yeah. All right, use my handy dandy tool. And see, there we go. Got my leg pushed out. Do that with all four, of course. Now, if you decide not to cut off that little bit of excess on the foot, once you get a foot out, you'll notice that there'll be a knot right here. And what'll happen is when you put your stuffing in, it'll stay there, but you could take a small tool, something flat, you can even use a hammer, and you could pound it down. That'll actually soften it up and switch the direction of the fabric so that it is not a knot. So if you are worried about cutting off that excess because you're afraid that the fabric will come frayed or the thread will come unstitched, that is another option. I've done it more than a few times. I just don't like doing it as much. I prefer to have the excess cut off and not in the way at all. Now, I'm still doing that right now because there's still just a little bit of excess on one of these. But that tiny little bit is so much different than having the whole chunk of foot. There we go. Hey-oh.
Hello.
Hey-oh. Oh, you need some help again? Okay.
Look.
You got so much Play-Doh here, buddy. All right, here you go. You want to open this one as well? Hey, you're going to mix all your colors? Are you sure? Because if you mix all your Play-Doh colors, you'll never have them back again. Here you go.
Rainbow.
Yeah, you're welcome to make a rainbow if you want. I just want to make sure that you know that. Maybe do small amounts. All right, anybody who's checking in, I am making a mouse. This is my heart mouse. It's a clown mouse with a cape. But I am doing that using this orange and spiderweb material. It really does, doesn't it? That color alone, at the very least. I mean, there's no browns in there, but it's a very pretty pattern. I actually picked up like half a yard just on a whim because I saw that material and really loved it. Let me get my pins put aside so I don't stab myself. It's part of the job, but at the same time, anything I can do to avoid hurting myself would be great. Her belly is getting, yep. All right, let's see. I think that I have done all my machine stitching. Oh, there's another pin here. So I'm going to slide this back and out of the way. Now you can see my mess over here. This is all my leftover fabric. I just kind of shuffle it over. And the reason is because every now and then I'll have like a bigger piece that I can use for things. All right, so we're making one of these mice. Now you can see it in all its glory. Again, these mice have a loop on their back so that you can wear them as a charm with their key ring. But also there's a strip of fabric on the belly so you can attach headbands and clothespins. So you can actually wear this just about anywhere. It's a lot of fun to know that you can take this with you. And this guy actually happens to have a loop so that he can hold hands with his bestie. I didn't bring his bestie out here. Sometimes they have to have separate time. It's important for couples to have alone time. All right, so I've got everything lined up. Mixed colors? No. Whoa, that's a big chunk of mixed colors. No, you got to do that on your own, buddy. You can put it on the table and press down on it. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so now I have a question. Should I use black for the nose? Should I use red for the nose? I've got brown, but that's not going to make much of a difference because that brown is so close to the black. Here, I'll show you.
I figure.
Yeah, you're making a big hamburger? Yeah. Excuse me. No red? Okay, wait. Grammatically, I'm not sure if you meant like, no, use red, or like, don't use red. Brown. Okay, brown sounds good to me.
Yes,
I'm teaching my son grammar at the same time. So when you said no red, I knew that there was a chance, based on what he does, that what you meant was you wanted red. And that kind of made me laugh. So I had to ask. Brown it is, folks. It's a pretty dark brown, but it's definitely brown. All right. So what I do is a little bit of embroidery. I double up my stitch, or my thread. So I'm going to be feeding 2 lines into here. I do have to cut off. Did you make some pizza? You made a piece of pizza? Yeah, tortilla? Yeah. Yeah, let me see. 2 of them, nice. Okay, now feed the 2 ends in. Yeah, that's definitely true. In a brighter light, it'll make a difference. And there's a very high possibility that once it's on, it'll be very noticeable because of the orange itself. All right, now, I used to just leave this loop, but I learned that if I don't cut it, what happens is the fabric will wind up having a long strand. So now I can take this from the end, pull it tight, make it even, tie my little knot, make sure I get the whole thing through. There we go. I'm not too worried about the excess thread, but I still cut it off out of habit. Try and get my nose. What did you make? Oh, that's like a giant pizza. All right, so I am still not the best at the embroidery for the nose. The last time I went live, I made one as perfect as I've ever made. What I've learned to do is I start off just kind of in the middle, which it looks like I missed right there, and I will start stitching the triangle from here. I have to make sure that I keep the fuzz outside. There we go. All right, coming out at the bottom of the triangle, go back to the top, go back in, trying to keep the ins and out stitches in all the same spots. I'm using my thumb to press down the fuzz right here so it doesn't get caught up, because when the thread gets pulled tight and it catches that fuzz, it ruins the whole shape. Okay, that's 1 in. Again, I'll do the in and out. Same spots. Use my thumb to hold the fuzz again. And let's see if I get that right. There we go. Last one will be across the top. I'm hoping. Honestly, I don't know, buddy. I heard it, but I don't know what it was. It looks like I've got a stray stitch because of the way I put that first one in there. It's so thick that I'm just going to press it down using the table. All right. Again, every time I do this, I try and keep the fuzz pulled down with my thumb. Oh, what did I do? It looks like I just pulled some of it uneven, so I'm just pulling it back. Let's see if I can. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Now that I've got the triangle, which you can see the triangle's not too shabby there. Have a good one, Akua. I will actually feed my thread underneath the thread, but not through the fabric. It helps to tighten it up, and it actually is what gives me my triangle shape in the end. What's up, baby? Yeah, is that your whole pizza?
Oh, these colors.
You're going to keep mixing them? You can do that. You just keep folding and pressing. Now, there's probably somebody who does some sort of embroidery that is watching this and thinking that what I'm doing is completely ridiculous. I am 100% self-taught on all my sewing and stitching. From failures, all the little things that I've done. Yeah, like it gets in a knot sometimes for what seems like no reason. But everything I've done, I've figured out for myself. Some YouTube things, some TikTok things have taught me stuff. But this is all me learning as I go, including how I want to do this embroidery. So I've got that really good triangle shape to it, but you can also see that some of the fuzz is in here. I agree. I am totally okay with failing over and over again to learn something. It's not going to hurt my feelings to get it wrong over a series of a few tries. But as you can see, I've gotten so close to getting this perfected. That nose has finally got that triangle shape that I want. And I feel like the progress is worth the time when you actually care about something. Okay, let's see. This will be my last time that I fold it in.
Papa, look.
Yes, sir. You got a small mix of colors?
Papa, look.
All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take this on the inside. What's kind of funny is I'm having to look over my phone. Let's move some of the light. That'll help. I'm looking over my phone, past my phone, and then on the screen of my phone. I used to tie the knot on the top, but that left a really uncomfortable little knot on it, as obvious as that seems now. So now I've learned that putting it on the inside is definitely easier. All right, for this last stitch, I want to make sure that my thread doesn't come all the way out, so I'm going to use my finger to hold it in place. Feed it right back in. If every pork chop were perfect, we wouldn't have... I've never heard that before. I love it. All right, let's see. Pull this nice and tight. Did it just tie up on me separate from... It's trying to. All right, so I somehow lost my triangle shape to it, but I still think that the button nose works out pretty well. I hope you do too. All right. So here we go. All that's left is figuring out what we want to do with the eyes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put the eye holes in, and then we can switch out a couple of different colored eyes. Okay, there's mine up here. I use my seam ripper because I used to use a knife, and what would happen is every now and then I'd try and do exactly what I'm doing here, and it would just tear right through my fabric. An entire, just rip. This allows me to kind of do a little bit more delicate of a tear. All right, first things first, let's see what it looks like with the black eyes. That's one. Here's the second. Let's see if I can find that hole again. I know you're there. I just put you in. I hope I didn't make this super lopsided. All right, it's not perfect. You can see that the eyes are kind of a little bit bulgy because of that. But there is the black eyes. Let's go ahead and start with brown eyes. I think that that's going to be the only other color that really looks good. The beige and clear might work out. All right. The brown does look really good. The colored eyes do look great. I just don't use them every time because the black eyes do look so good.
Papa, open.
Open?
Huh?
Green or brown, most likely. Okay.
Brown.
I could do 2 different colored eyes.
You got it.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me go ahead and open this for you. All right, there you go. Now you should be able to get the rest of it. There you go. And here is the green eyes. There we go. All right, so there's green. For me, I think the black does look really good. I think the brown looks good. But I'm going to show you this because I love asymmetry. And one brown and one black eye also looks kind of neat to me. Brown does look really good. And so does the black, especially since it's such a Halloween theme. Brown 100%. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these aside real quick. Put everything back so I don't wind up losing anything. And then let's get some brown eyes in. Oh my, brown-eyed mouse. Let's see, will that work? Technically, this isn't the same backing that came with that. And it looks like it's working though, so. What I have seen some people do is melt this part down so that it really holds on to it. Oh yes, this is a loved mat. I don't see any reason to get a new one yet either. All right, so I've seen people melt these down, but I have no interest in breathing in melted plastics. And to make sure that people don't get caught up on the points, because I'd hate for someone to squeeze the mouse and like stab themselves on this, I cut that off, but I make sure I cut it off so low that it still has plenty to grab a hold of. Okay, let's get my other brown eye in. Why did that sound so bad? These are the washers that it came with. Oh, pretty much the exact same. I was pretty sure that they were close. So I've used this mat for cutting out boxes. I've cut cardboard sculptures out with it using an X-Acto knife and a box knife. So this mat has been really through it. All right, so a dark orange nose with the orange eyes. I think it turned out pretty cute. Yes, sir? What are you trying to do? It's just the noise, the meat packing noise. You got to be nice to it, right? My son's playing with his Play-Doh as well. There we go. You can see the progress. It's coming together now. All right, let me get my brown out of the way. I saved a bunch of my orange thread, I thought, so that I can use it on here. But then it disappeared on me, so who knows what happened to it. Oh, nope, I found it. Got to put my eyes away. I'm as frugal as I possibly can be, so I already cut this thread off, and I'm just going to go ahead and reuse it, which is also why I have all that material over there in that background, so that I can periodically just kind of make stuff with it. I know that there's not much left, but I had this idea, and I made several of them. I called them reanimates, because my understanding is the remaining pieces of fabric are often called remnants. And what I did was I took a whole bunch of remnants of matching colors and something that unified it, and I put it together. Let's see. Honestly, I think the stem, just the stem, and she's good to go. Oh, I was going to do a jack-o'-lantern on the butt. I was going to use just a small amount of black material. And I was going to put 2 eyes and a mouth, just a tiny little 2 eyes and a mouth to see if it works. Since it's such a small area, that it's going to take a little bit of work to figure out. but I could test it. I can show you what it'll look like. And if you don't like it, I don't have to put it on. That's one of the best things about some of the stuff that I'm doing is that I have the option of try it and see what happens. All right, all this material just all over the place here. And I always have to make sure I close everything up because otherwise I will wind up dropping all my eyes on the floor again. It'll be absolutely horrible. All right, so this is not a super thrilling section. All I'm going to be doing is stuffing the mouse right now. And I have to do it kind of slowly. I have to do the legs first because if I just put all the stuffing in at once and try and shift it around, I can never get it to shift into the legs. So I start off by stuffing each foot and just kind of moving on from there. You made some ice cream. Oh, yes. Ice cream in a cup, huh? With your Play-Doh. Okay. Again, I know that a lot of this stuff kind of has a repetitiveness to it, but it's kind of neat to know. And if anybody ever winds up watching one of these as an instructional video, once I get my patterns out there, it'll be good to know that they can just kind of watch the whole thing and see any parts that they need. I don't imagine there's a whole lot of people that would be starting from zero, like what I did when I first started learning. That most people that buy a pattern are going to be at least a novice at it. But man, I'm telling you, when I first started, it took me forever to figure out every little thing that I wanted to do. And in fact, if you give me 1 second, I'm going to run away. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you something.
Why?
Ooh.
What toy? Toy.
Nobody's breaking anything.
Look.
All right, here I go. So I still have the very first mice that I made. These are literally mice number 2 and 3. My dad has mouse number 1.
Your dad?
Yep, Grandpa. And you can see I was trying to see what the different materials would look like on the different spots. No, your grandpa, my dad. See? And there's so many differences, just the ears. But you can see that I really had no idea. This is when I was making the back so much smaller. And it was so hard to get the ears to look right. So this is the progress that I've made. Yes, your home? Yes. Grandpa is at his home. Yeah, they'll be visiting us very soon. Yeah, I know.
Go bigger.
All right, let's go ahead and finish this body up.
Your dad?
My dad, yes.
Yeah.
Your grandpa.
Yeah, love me.
Yeah, he does love you. All right. I actually really like it. I love these guys. That's why I kept them. But I also would love for them to have a new home because I have so much stuff that I just should not be holding on to. Why are you yelling at me? You made some ice cream. I wouldn't suggest eating it. Probably tastes yucky. Yeah, don't eat Play-Doh. Not yummy. Back when Play-Doh used to be like flour and salt and water. If you really want the gray one, especially if you're ordering this other one, I will let you have it for a few bucks for a steal. That way it just has a home. So the tiny little ears. He's not a failure. He's just the first one I made. Oops, sorry. I thought it was on screen. My nose is itching because cedar is all over the place. Here in Oklahoma, we have tornadoes. We have cedar in the air. Everything kind of sucks just a little bit right now. All right. Whoever. Oh, dismiss. Normally, I'd be going to pick up my son right now. Yeah, you're my son. Okay, give that a good pull. Let's see, it's going to stay. Excellent. Now, when I'm tying this up, I will tuck the tail in because otherwise, every time I go around, I'll wind up tying it in, and that slowly just wears on me. My 3-year-old rat the day before yesterday, so that's sweet. I don't know if it matters to you, if you would prefer. I do actually make rats. The only rat that I have here is a fairy rat. Hey, Vance, could you do me a favor? Could you go get Mommy's fairy rat for me, please? The one in her room? You don't have to. I'm just asking if you would so I can show people. No, you don't have to at all, but I'm requesting that you do. Will you go get it for me? Okay. All right. That's cool. Yeah, you're right. I can go get it for myself here in a little bit. Okay, that's totally cool. I'm still going to try and show that at some point, but I'm not going to rush off to get it right now. My whole intention is to get this done before the weather gets here, and if I'm lucky, I'll get to go grocery shopping as well. Now, what I'm doing is, I believe it's been confirmed that this is called a ladder stitch. I go in through the top, and then right back out, and then I just go directly across in the previous stitch. And then what I will also do... Oops, let's see if I get this stuck. Yeah, ice cream's ready. I will also push in the fabric between stitches to keep it nice and clean. That way when I pull it tight, it makes it really hard to see where the stitch is at. See right here? A little bit of a process, and again, not super exciting, but also very necessary. So if you're learning how to do this, this is how you would fix up if you have like a plush at home that has a hole in it and the fuzz is coming out, this is how you would fix that. So if you happen to have some plushes at home and you need to get some mending done, this is a perfect way to adjust for that. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and back stitch just a little bit. Make sure that I push my fabric down again so that it doesn't get, I don't have an edge peeking out between stitches. Well, nice and tight. End that off with a little knot. And pull that tight. Now, where the knot's at, I will actually put the needle back in the same spot and out through a random point. When you pull it tight, it'll basically pull the knot back in. And I can use the needle to pull out any trapped fuzz to further hide where that stitch is at. All right, apparently I've been live long enough where it wants me to solve a puzzle. Ah, try again. How dare you? There we go. All right. This is something I will do also where the machine stitches are. Looks like I've got some black fuzz in here. As you can see, like right on the butt, the fur got trapped in the stitches. And I like to do that just to kind of keep it clean and shows that little extra bit of care. And if you're wondering what this is here for, this is so that you can attach a key ring to the back. A little bit of versatility in a tiny little mouse makes a big difference. With a big plush, you may not want to carry it around as many places. But with a tiny plush, it's harder to cuddle. So the more you can do with it seems the better. And in this case, you can actually wear these guys as a hair clip or clothespin as well. Something went wrong. I sure hope the internet's not down. You need me to open this?
You took money.
Suka minus.
You took money.
Took money?
Yes. Hey.
I was about the same part it did that yesterday. Let's see. Are the internet acting weird? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I've got to get... I think what I'm going to do, just to kind of make sure that I don't lose track of full time here, I'm going to go ahead and take this black fuzz or black material from my extra pile, and I'm going to figure out how to do the eyes that I want. So this is a small space. I'm going to go ahead and find my pen. There we go. Let's see if I do. That's not going to work. I don't have enough pressure to put it on. So let's see. I will do a couple of eyes. Okay. Now I know that when I stitch these on, they're actually going to get smaller. So I kind of have to make them a little bit bigger than what they're going to be. So let's find the direction of the fuzz here. Again, when I sew this on, I'm going to use pretty much the same stitch I used to close it up. So I got to get all this excess fuzz off of here. Okay. So here's my idea. These don't quite look the same shape. Let's go ahead and trim this up just a little bit. Get that fuzz off again. I'm trying to stay on camera, but it's kind of hard to do because I'm looking over the camera. I'll do some more cutting to make them look a little bit better before I sew it on. And this might still be a little bit too big, so let's go ahead and trim that down just a little bit more. Basically, I am trying to put a jack-o'-lantern face on the booty. It'll be almost basically a tattoo on the little mouse. And it may not work. I am fully aware that because of how small what I'm trying to do is, that this may wind up being a failed attempt, but we're going to find out. Okay, so a couple eyes. All right, I can fix up the remaining difference there, but I think that that'll work well enough to see what the eyes will do. Now let's go ahead and make a mouth. Again, because it's so small, I have to kind of be creative about the shapes of these things. I can't put teeth in it like I normally would if I were doing a jack-o'-lantern. But I can at least try to make it look like a smile, and we'll see what happens. So, that's roughly what we would be looking at. What I think I'm going to have to do is finish the head real quick so that I can attach, like, just set it there. And we can decide whether or not that actually works. There's going to be a lot of little things that kind of fade away and change based on how all of it actually comes together. Sometimes the parts are easy enough to tell, sometimes they are not. The good news is that the stem that I'm planning on making shouldn't make much of a difference and will be pretty easy to tell. All right. Let's go ahead and stitch this head together real quick. So what I've got is some material here. I've got brown and I've got a kind of a viney green. Maybe an olive green would be a good way to describe it. You know what? I need to do some adjusting here. Let me go ahead and move my camera just a little bit. This way I'm not quite craning my head back and forth over everything. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Yes, sir. What'd you make? Did you mix some colors? There's a whole lot of colors you mixed there. Ice cream. Okay, let's go ahead and close this up. Don't need nearly this much fuzz. All right. Again, I'm just trying to finish the head up real quick. Of course, that was going to have to be done. But my original plan was to just try and see if I can make the butt work right. And then kind of attach the head afterwards. I wanted to get it done while you were still here. And with a little bit of rush that I've got. But things have to be adjusted, and that is okay. Okay, let's get this stitched up real quick. Now, this used to be so much harder to do. Oops, I got so much black fuzz in here. Ah, okay, I didn't lose anything. This used to be so much harder to do because I had such a small back. That's why these ears came out so weird. It's because the area of the back was so small that I could never get anything to line up the way I needed it to. Now, I actually adjusted the back of the head so that it is so much bigger. And while it is technically too big, I can always sew a little bit more in and change the shape while I hand stitch it. And that is definitely easier than not being able to get things sewn together at all. As you can see, I've just folded in a little bit and it basically just looks normal.
Papa, look.
Yeah, what do you got? What did you make, buddy?
Papa, ice cream.
Ice cream?
No ice cream.
I don't know what you just said.
Papa, green.
Green? Oh, green?
Ice cream.
Light green? Good job.
Look.
Yeah, you did. Did you mix white with that?
Nope.
So how'd you make it light green?
A yellow, pink.
Oh, that's a good idea. Mixing yellow with it made it very light and kept the same colors, huh?
Pink, yellow.
Yeah? Smart kid. Ah, it got caught in the ear. All right, just a few more stitches so that we can see what this is going to look like. Well, you're welcome to message this Jack person with the faith blessing, but I have a feeling that that's a scam, and I'm not cool with that. If they send one more message, I'm going to have to go through and put them on a removal or something like that. Yeah, don't follow the scams. I am not a scammer. I'm not trying to take anything from anybody. Just love me. Or at least the mice that I make. Okay, pull this through. I'm going to tie this off. All right, so here's our final look, just to see what we think. The basic concept would be this. It'll look a lot cleaner. Oh, do you love me? I sure hope you do. So, what do you think? Should I go through and attach the face to it? Okay, that's totally cool. I will try that again at another time at this small of a level because, I don't mind doing something then undoing it. And then if you like it that way, we can always figure out something, especially if I get it done in time to show you and before I send yours. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and attach the head, and then I'm going to make the stem. Let's see if I can get this attached quickly. All right.
Papa, look.
What are you looking at? Water?
Yeah, they're green.
Oh, what are you doing, buddy? You got to pick all that clay dough off the floor, please.
Why?
Because it's a mess, and you're going to step on it and getting stuck in your socks and in the carpet. Yes, the little rug that's right there.
That's right here.
Yes, I know, and I want you to clean it up, please. Please pick it up off the floor and put it on your table.
Wow.
Why? I just told you, so it doesn't get stuck in anything.
Papa, slime.
Slime? Yes, but you still have to clean it up. All right, excellent, excellent. Yeah, I am fully aware that. So when custom ideas come through and someone wants something specific, there are times when I either don't see it or I get my own ideas.
Papa, look.
Did you get some green on your foot?
Mm-hmm.
See, I told you, take off your socks
Why?
because I want you to clean the green off the floor and I don't want you to step on it anymore.
Be dirty.
What?
Step it.
Yes, I don't want you to step on it. All right. I still have a whole stem to put together here. Yeah, I get the idea. And at the same time, I try to be very open with you have an image in your head. And if what I built is not quite it or is so divergent from what you pictured, I do my best to kind of adjust for it. I don't want to be that guy that says, look, this is my creation. Whatever I do with it is right. I've known a couple artists like that, and it comes off so pretentious and mean, and I hate it. Well, I'm glad this is. Once I get this stem put together, the good news is I'm going to be sewing it on by hand as well. So it'll just be a case of letting you see where you like it the best. I have a couple thoughts in my head. One is on the butt, one's on the head. And at this size, it's hard to tell before you see it. Not so loud, please. Vance, not so loud, please. Thank you. All right, here is the mouse. Let me go ahead and fix this fuzz because it'll make me feel better. All right. Yes, definitely small. On top of everything else, we're working in such a small area. Now, here's the question. We have brown in the eyes and on the nose. This is my brown. See if I can get a good lighting to show you. Okay, so here's my brown. But I was thinking of using a green, this olive green, as the stem. I like this. I used this for my stems for my pumpkins when I made mutant pumpkins. So it's kind of up to you on which one you like the most. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make one with this green, unless you reply before I get it done. And then we will, that way you can see roughly what I was thinking anyways. Okay, got all this slid over. Get back to my sewing machine, readjust the camera a bit. There we go. The stem, but like brown, I think. Well, we can try. Let's go ahead and we'll put this together and we'll see how small it winds up needing to be. I'm going to go ahead and draw my concept here. So I want it to be like this. It'll curl into it. Move my material over. Let's give this a shot real quick. I got to make sure I leave just enough space to be able to inside out this while keeping it small. This is how I was making my stems before. And what's really neat is it winds up being kind of random. And when you pull it the right side out, you have no real idea what it's going to look like. And quite often, it turned out looking exactly like a stem. All right, cut this up. Here we go. Get this out of the way. Let's see if I cut it good enough. Get all my extra out of the way here. Back to my handy dandy tool. I don't know if this light is actually good or bad. It seems like I've got a lot of light here, but it seems to be kind of throwing me off a little. Now, if this winds up being too big, I can always try another smaller one. This looks like it might be a little bit too thick. It looks more like a hat than a stem. So let's try and make this just a little bit smaller. Let's see if I can do this. With this teeny tiny little design. Okay. Cut this loose. All right, let's try one more try. Oh, it's a very good olive green. I made a kraken out of this. It definitely makes it look like a sea beast with that color. My worry is trying to get this inside out. I just have to get it started, and then I could usually force the rest of it through as well. But it's so small that it's wanting to get caught up. Aha. No, that's not for you to play with. In fact, could you bring that onto the table, please?
Right here?
No, the big table over here.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. It definitely looks better. Looks more like a stem. But I'm not sure this is going to look how you want it to look. Just because it's so small and the fuzz. Now I can trim up the fuzz. What do you think? Let's see. What if it's brown and about the height the green currently is without the curve with a tiny green leaf on top? Okay, no, I got you. I got what you're saying. I'm not sure I actually have any brown out here right now. Let me go grab some real quick. Because I just don't think that is going to look like we want it to look in the end. So let me go ahead and put this here and this here. I'm going to go grab my brown real quick. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. No, I need my chair. Hey, get up. I need my chair, buddy. All right, so here's what we're going to try.
I look. Papa, look.
Hop down, please.
No.
Yeah, you can still hop down, but you can look. You can look, but you can still hop down. See? There you go. See?
Sit down.
Sit on my lap? Okay. All right, all right.
Uh-huh. I
Okay,
hold it.
so let's see.
I hold it.
No, this is for you to hold right now.
Oh.
Go ahead, put your hand on there. It's right here. Yep, there you go.
Look.
So I have one other thought.
Look. Look more.
Yeah. All right, pardon me. Chip, that's enough.
Help you?
So, do you think that this is too thick? Because what I can try and do is hand stitch it instead. Vance, I need you back up just a little.
Hold your bit.
So I think it is too thick. So what I'm going to do instead.
I hold it.
You want to hold it? Okay, go ahead. Yep. What I'm going to do instead, hey, hop down. I need to do some work on this.
I hold it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can hold it.
Right here.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the brown like you want. Just a small strip of it. I'm going to switch my threads. My son is over here playing with your mouse. Covering him up.
You're cover up. Sit down wrap.
Yeah, I think that the thickness is a bit much too.
Papa, sit down wrap. Sit down wrap. Sit down wrap.
Are you saying sit down and wrap?
This.
Oh, on my lap? No, 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 buddy. I need just the space to work on something.
Quick, quick, quick.
So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go ahead and hand stitch an even smaller version of it. Are you saying squeak, squeak?
Yeah, mouse.
Yeah, mouth sounds.
Yeah, quick.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and move the camera back. I'm going to this to give myself a little bit of space. All right, buddy, I need you to move over just a little bit. You can take the red one, but I need the orange one here.
Oh no, yellow.
Oh, you can take the orange one if you want to play with. No, I need the orange one. Well, I'm working with it, so I need to try to be able to do something with it.
Cold.
Cold?
Yeah, get it up.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's try. Instead of sewing it with the machine, Vance,
Now, break it.
I'm going to go ahead and shape right here. Let's see how I can get this to shape. If I do this nice and tight like here,
Break.
I should be able to get a...
Good. Break it.
Vance, I need you to back up just a bit, please.
Papa, good.
Is there any chance I can convince you to go play with your Play-Doh instead?
No, I dream.
Ice cream Play-Doh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go ahead. Go play with your ice cream Play-Doh.
Look, covered.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, covered me up.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to basically hand stitch and shape the fabric as I go.
What, orange? Red?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Red?
Yes, you can take the red one for now.
Yeah, break it.
No, why don't you use your blanket? Leave me the material here.
Only break it.
Well, the problem is that you might get Play-Doh on it, and I need that stuff. All right, so if I fold this around just right, I should be able to essentially hand stitch together and shape it at a much smaller size.
But like a noise.
What noise?
It's red. Look.
I mean the mouse.
Papa, look.
You can hear the bells on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure I keep all the thread on the right side as it kind of folds in. He left some of his toys here, but he did take off with the red mouse, so I don't think that that's my mouse anymore. All right. I know that this is kind of an odd point. I'm trying to think at the same time as I'm working, so it's a little harder to interact, but I have this plan that is essentially to make this very tight stem by sewing it together as I go. I just have to make sure that I keep the thread on the inside so it pulls correctly. There we go. It's getting there, but it's an oddly slow process. So this is just a piece of scrap. That's why it's so small. But I would have to cut a full piece otherwise, so that's kind of a benefit. Oh, come on. Oh, see, I hate when I get a knot like that. I don't even know what causes that. There we go. I guess the thread just gets twisted around on itself. He did. He took off with the mouse. It's now his. There's nobody else that can claim otherwise. I'm going to have to take it back from him later, but...
My tail.
Your tail. Oh, what did you drop?
This one.
That's okay. Would you pick it up and hand it to me, please?
Oh, hurt.
Vance, you dropped it. Please come pick it up.
It hurt.
It shouldn't hurt. It's not like it's sharp or anything. Thank you. Oh, there we go. You dropped my pliers. All right, so it looks like we are getting the shape that we actually want. Yeah, I had to stop him from taking off with your orange one just because it broke his heart ever so briefly, and then he forgot about it. Oh, that's already a much better shape for the stem. Oh yeah, you definitely can. First off, if I tend to put mice on here that don't have a home, like for example, the red mouse that he's now playing with, aside from the fact that he's playing with it, does not have a home, but it does have a lover, a best friend. They hold hands. They both have a loop in their arm in their hands so that they can hold hands together. But that doesn't mean they have to go to the same home. It just means that they would love to go to the same home. Okay, I think this turned out way better than trying to do the machine stitching. See, that's what kind of happens. I had the idea of doing the machine stitching because that's what I used to use for the larger jack-o'-lanterns. But we can already see that I've got a little bit of a curl. And it's so different from what this thick one is. All right, now the question is, do we want to put it on the head, which kind of just looks like a hat? Do we want it to go on the butt? I was absolutely sure that I recognized you. That's why I said when you said you love me, it's like, you better love me, River. All right, so what I can do is after I get this on, we can decide if it needs to have a leaf. But what do you think? Where would you like to see the stem put? And with the green leaf, I think it'll work really well. All that's left is the placement on that. And then what I'll do is I might even make another small leaf, kind of hand stitching the same way I did this. But I could just attach it like that. I think it's too big. I think that this is not going to work for what we're looking at here. We just have to decide if we want the stem to go tail, back, head. If it goes on the head, it almost makes him look like an elf. On the ears on the back of the head. Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, it almost looks like a hat, but that's a pretty good spot. All right, let's go ahead and...
I want to go back.
You want to take it back?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to please aperture that.
You said a police officer something?
Yeah, rat.
Rat? A police officer rat?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're trying to tell me about. All right, now... Let's see. I think we decided on the backwards direction, but we'll do it slightly sideways. It's going to be a little bit of a tight process, but that's okay. Try to make sure I get it on camera still. Get my light adjusted. This is basically the same as how I would attach a clown hat. That out of the way. Do this a little like so. So that gives me the sideways that you just requested. All right, let's see if we can do this kind of quick. Get this kind of edged in there. The good news is that if anything winds up being unsatisfactory, I can still take it off. And use my pen cap to kind of tuck my fabric in. All right, so what do you think? Is this kind of... Are you okay? What happened, Vance? What hurt you? Did you step on something? Are you hurt? Are you okay? Okay, good. All right, so is this what we think? No, I don't even know what the gifts are, but they are definitely not annoying. Honestly, I super appreciate it. All right, that's fantastic. You're the first friend that I've actually had that has logged on to my live so far. That makes you my best friend.
Me?
Yeah, you're my best friend too, Vance.
Grandpa.
Oh, you think Grandpa's my best friend?
No, it's Grandpa.
Vance is Grandpa?
Yes, my friend.
Grandpa's your friend?
No way. Way.
All right. We like how that looks? That's okay, because I love you.
Love me?
Yes.
Papa.
Yes, sir?
Papa, look.
What am I looking at? The shark?
Yes.
All right.
You think stars.
I'm glad I realized that hand stitching gave us a nice little shape. Because at first I was kind of panicking on how I was going to make that. Problem solving live, right? On the fly. Oops. Let's get that untangled. And tucked in.
Hi.
Hi, baby. Cuckoo. And here's this. All right, so here's your mouse.
Mine.
Here's the stem.
Orange.
Well, not for you. This is for somebody else.
Why?
This is for this individual, Grumpy Carno.
Oh.
Oh, I'll make you another mouse and I'll let you pick all the colors, okay? Or a bunny or whatever it is that you need me to make.
Bunny.
A bunny?
Bunny mouse.
All right. Do we want to try and attach a leaf?
White bunny. Red bunny. White.
Do we think that that'll help?
Love it. Mouse bunny.
Yeah, you love bunnies?
Mouse bunny.
So if I, oh, sorry. Yes, we want to do that? Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out how I want to make that look. I'm going to go ahead and cut this open.
Now it's
No, that's just not going to make a difference. So back to my scraps. Let's see what I can do here. If I cut right here. Give it a little bit of a triangle shape. Now it'll definitely be smaller because I'm going to be hand stitching it still. So I think that this will look okay, and then we can find out how you want to attach it. Why are you yelling at me, buddy? Rabbits? A mouse rabbit? You want me to make you one? Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that I'm far too busy to ever make anything for you.
What?
Yeah, I'm joking. I will make you one very soon. In fact, I might even do it live so that people can see me actually caring for my child.
Yeah. Right.
All right, so we got this. You sent me a what is a dolphin? That is I'm going to have to research what you sent me. It's going to crack me up to find out what all these things are. A dolphin? Dolphin? Vance can't swim, but a dolphin can swim, right?
Yeah, dark. Sharks eat me.
Sharks eat you?
Yeah.
No, sharks don't like the taste of people.
Why?
Because people taste yucky.
Can't people?
It's all that fast food.
Yeah, ghost shark.
Ghost shark?
Yeah, why? That's so cool.
You know, I actually think there is a ghost shark.
Papa,
All right, let's see if I can get this to flatten out for me.
Eat people.
What eats people? The ghost sharks?
Yes.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Night.
At night?
Yes.
At night, the ghost sharks eat people. That's terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. That's not fun.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too.
All right, I'm trying to find out where all my stitches have gone.
Me too, Papa.
You too?
Uh-huh. Yes. You watch story. Tell me what story.
Ghost shark, ghost shark. I don't know what I've done, but there's something on here that it's causing this to fold awkwardly, and it's driving me crazy. All right, let's see if this works. Go. Why does this seem to be causing me so much trouble? Let's try and start over. I just decided it's worth breaking it and trying to restart rather than continue on with whatever was happening. I feel like this is a whole lot of filler. This is the stuff that someone joins in on and like, nope, that's dull. And what's funny is it's also the more fun thing to do because I'm trying to figure out something brand new, which is a lot of fun for me. Yeah, I have stabbed my thumb like 80% of the time, especially while learning. Why do you think I play so bad sometimes? Oh, we got another scammer. Yay. Oh, turn the mouse around. Good call. Here's one mouse. Here's the other mouse. Get my hand a little bit lower. Thank you very much. All right, so that actually stayed tight. Let's go ahead and try and get this to work. Okay, start at the corner. Help make sure I'm still on camera. This is exactly the part that would stab me the most, honestly. See, right there, just stabbed myself and I did not like it. All right, now try and get this corner. All I'm trying to do right now is make a tiny little fabric leaf that I can attach to the stem of my tiny little mouse. And I never would have expected to have this much problem getting this started. I've done something similar to this so many different times that I did not anticipate there to be an issue. There we go. There we go. Just got to make sure I get the inside to stay on the actual inside. Took 7 screenshots of it from the back side because every time I'd get in the way. Oh, here. Is this what you're wanting? Want to hold it still? Oh, okay. Sorry, I probably misunderstood how you were saying that, but I was making sure that you got what you needed out of it. And I'll take some other pictures too when I post it and stuff like that. Okay. This is going to be like the tiniest little leaf, which obviously makes sense on such a tiny little stem. I'm always worried that my eyes are starting to go out because I lose focus on what I'm doing. And then I have to readjust my eyes. We do got a date later. And in fact, we've only got a few more hours before I can get back on. Now, just so you know, I also have storms coming. So that might hinder some of our issues. But I do think the changes I made helped me out last night. My internet was acting weird, and I think I made some changes that actually improved. All right, here we go. This is the shape of our leaf. I've got just a couple more stitches on here. Ba, 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 ba. Tuck this in. It's going to be such a tiny little leaf. And last stitch, I'm not even going to double check it. Tie this off so I can feed it through. I got to pull each one separate because it looks like I got to... Oh, no, no. I'm so glad I tied it. That would have been heartbreaking if I did not tie that. Sometimes my thread is really weak and it decides it wants to tear on me so many different times. I'll get halfway through a stitch and just have to start over. I imagine, just because it's a pumpkin, you know, people say, oh, I like this and I like that. My mom had the nickname Ladybug. And because of that, she got so many Ladybug things. And so many of them were just like, whatever. And she would accept them with grace, but at the same time. All right, what do we think? Nice little spot right here. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this through at my knot. And then I will lightly attach it so that you can see what we're talking about. And so I'm going to try it first. I'm going to try it on the end of the stem. What do you think? Or should I put it lower down? Do you want it here where I've got it? Should I put it a little bit lower? Highest curve of the stem from the tip. Okay, can do. Okay. Let's try one more time. Where is my little... Yep, there's all my fuzz I need to pull up. Tie right here. I'm going to go ahead and make this through as well because I'm pretty sure we know what we're doing this time. So this will move a lot. I did not stuff it, but I think that this is still roughly what you were talking about, right about here. Now let's go ahead and do it towards the top. How about that? Oh, I did not see a message asking for help. I will definitely check again. I will do everything I can to help you. Whatever questions is you had. Let's see. Arikua. I will check my messages after we are done. And I will definitely answer any questions that I can. And since this is where we want the leaf to be, let's go ahead and tie this off. Give it a couple stitches. Again, such a small area. I'm trying to make sure that everything stays visible. Okay, so we do have this. Before I completely tie this off and lose my thread, is this still what you like? Perfect. Let's see. Do we like? Yes? Excellent. All right, one more stitch just to kind of make myself feel better. chip. I have to make sure I don't just get in the fuzz. I have to get into the material. Here is... Excellent. Okay. Don't stab yourself. Don't stab yourself. There we go. Feed this last one through one more time so I can take it out somewhere else. Pull tight. Get some of my fuzz out of the way here. Clean up a little bit. Try to make a nice little reveal. Give me my pen cap. All right. And here we go. Complete with stem behind the head. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes? You like it?
Look. Have a look.
You want to look? Well, come on over.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, it's perfect? Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so we got the stem. We got a leaf on here. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes?
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
And I do have a green loop. Let's go ahead and attach this right here. What do we think? Do we land where you were thinking you wanted it to look grumpy? Grumpy? Oh, that's their name. They chose the name Grumpy Carno. That's fantastic. So, these will be heading your way pretty soon then. I'm definitely glad you were here. It gave me the opportunity to kind of mess around with some things to get it how you wanted without having to worry too much about just going the wrong way. And then, of course, for anyone stopping by, these are completely wearable. You slide in a hairpin, and you can wear it in your hair. Or, let me see if I can get you to stay up. I also have gator clips, and if I can just get a hold of one, these clothespins. Currently, I'm running a sale where you can get a mouse for $20 up to a clown mouse. After that amount of detail, we can discuss any kind of things that you might want. If you want like a cloak on it to make a wizard mouse, or wings on it to make a fairy mouse, I can add all kinds of different details to it. This is the first pumpkin mouse I made. See how he's got a stem on there? And this is going to be at the $20 since it's about the same amount of work as a clown mouse would be. They all come with a hair clip, a clothespin, and a keyring so that they can be worn. I also can make custom stickers and all kinds of other things for it. Do all kinds of custom ideas. You just tell me roughly what you want, and we will work on figuring out exactly how you want them to look. This is an example of one of my first mice. You can see how much of a difference I've learned on making them. The body's not much different. By that point in time, I'd figured out most of it. But I've also added a lot of things like the rings and the loops so you can wear them. These two are going to the same place. Someone loved this first mouse that I made, and I'm really happy about that. I was not going to get rid of it, but I love the idea of somebody else having it. There are other options that we can do. For example, I make clown mice with the hats and collars and cloaks. And I can even put a loop on their hand. I'm going to go ahead and decline that. All right. So here we go. I really appreciate everybody coming by. I'm going to be trying to do some more. If you have any requests or questions, I will happily tell you anything I have learned while making myself, making all these. I designed this mouse myself. This is all a completely unique pattern that I made. I am happy to help you figure out any details. I will be having patterns soon. I am taking orders. So if you want to order your own custom mouse, just let me know. And please check out my page. See what all I have on there. I make a lot of different plushes. I will definitely be making a video before I send it off, and I will definitely tag you in it. Well, I'll definitely do my best to remember to tag. I'm the worst at remembering that because it's still so new to me. I'm going to go ahead and get off. My phone is down to almost 10%. So it's going to die before I have a chance to finish my grocery shopping. Thank you all for stopping by. I really hope some of you had some fun. I really hope most of you had some fun. Send me messages for what you want to see me make next time. And you have a great day. Bye, everybody.